Hello YouTube, here we are, ready for part 2 of this Korg Volca tutorial for absolute beginners. I'd like to start by really thanking everybody who's visited my first video. There's some really nice comments there, and I'm very glad and proud to know that it's helped a lot. A lot of you out there that my process has been helpful to you. So I decided to come out with the second part, and we'll take a look at some new functions of the Korg Volca. Stuff like the use of the edit step button and how to access some like hidden parameters in here with that button. Also slice and accent, which are not so easy to use at first. There's some like hidden stuff again in there. Step automation, which is again something that didn't come across as easy at first to me, and there was just one little thing that I wasn't doing right, so I'm sharing that with you as well. And the Wave Guide Resonator, that is an amazing toy, but pretty hard to handle at first. It seems that it needs to be tamed, so I'm going to give you a little bit of advice on how to tame the Wave Guide Resonator in here. So if you do find it helpful and you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. And I also want to invite you to visit my guitar videos. I'm a guitarist. I play some experimental ambient guitar, and I try to incorporate the Korg Volca into my set back here. I'm trying to do that now. So I invite you to visit on my channel some of my guitar videos. I would really appreciate if you did. So let's see what this second installment of the Korg Volca tutorial for absolute beginners, what it has for you. So let's dive into it. You'll notice that the Volca drum is designed in this black and gold casing, which is pretty cool. But it'll also these two colors can also guide you through some of the functions that you can access. So let's take a closer look at this section here, the sound processing section, and you'll see that this knob, the value parameter knob, the word parameter is in a golden box. Same here with level and value. Value is in the golden box, and down here slice and accent are also in this sort of golden box I'm calling, right? So that has to do with the edit step button. So whenever you've pressed the edit step button, that means that you've activated the golden box side of these knobs, or these two buttons here. So for example, with the edit step button on and flashing like this, when you press this button that has active step and slice functions, then you'll be activating the slice function. If you press this one, you'll be activating the accent function, right? So this edit step button will toggle between functions of these two buttons here and of these two knobs right here. So this is really important. This one in particular right here is very important because that's how you can access the sound processing parameters menu, which is sort of hidden, and it's the one knob that will let you access parameters such as bit reduction, fold, gain, drive, pan, and pitch quantization. So it's really important to be able to quickly figure out how to reach this one here. So as you can see, if I move and we look at the screen, you'll see that right now it's on gain. Then I go to pitch quantization, drive, fold, bit reduction. And so whenever you're in this mode, you'll be altering with this knob here. Remember golden boxes, right? You'll be altering the value of whichever parameter you've selected with this knob over here. So just remember, just to make a proper example, that you have to choose a part. So let's choose part 1. Then you'll go into the edit step mode, or you've toggle switch, right? And you'll be editing the sound processing parameters for this one part. Now also remember that normally you'll be accessing this one part. You can be accessing either layers 1 or 2, or layer 1 or layer 2, or layer 1 and 2 again. So I would recommend, as I did in the previous videos, that you always make sure that you're editing one part at a time. So let's take a look now at the slice and accent functions. And as long as your edit step button is blinking, you're ready to go. So we'll place a slice on this last number 10 step. Okay, so if as you know, as I told you already, to access the golden box, I have to press the edit step button. It's blinking, so it's okay. So we go into slice, but now my steps are gone. Okay, so that's one thing you have to keep track of, is that if you want to edit, like adding a slice or an accent to one of your steps, your active steps, you have to remember which one you want to work on, because as soon as you press slice, the light will go out. So it's number 10, and this is already activated, so I'll press number 10, keep my finger on it, and when I move the parameter, you'll see on my screen that I'm adding slices like 1, 2, 3, etc. Now we can do this actually playing it. Okay, so as long as I keep my finger pressed here on 10, I'll be editing that parameter, how many slices I'm adding to that one step. Okay, I accidentally added another step here. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so it's not the musical idea that I would have recommended, but it's the way to access the slice, and the accent is exactly the same thing. I'm gonna now add accent to that same number 10. So edit step, okay, accent, press 10, keep it pressed, and I'll accent it. I can go from 0 unaccented to 16. Very accented there. We'll leave it at 10. Okay, let's exit this mode and stop. Okay, so that's how you access the slice and accent functions. As I said before, you must get into the golden box mode, you enter slice or you enter accent, and then you have to keep the step you want to accent or slice pressed while you move the level and value knob, which in this case you're actually moving value because you're in the golden box category. Okay, so here's another one that is not as easy to figure out at first, and I'm talking about automating functions while you're playing. Like, we all know that we can press rec, this recording mode, and like edit pitch, for example, like, right? So, but it didn't happen. It didn't do it, right? So there's something wrong that I couldn't figure out at first, why it didn't automate what I wanted to record. For example, let's go step by step. Again, I'm gonna try to I've got everything muted except for this bass drum. Okay, and yeah, it recorded this. It's this slice thing that's there, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to play with the pitch, like something like, okay, whatever, right? So, and let's say I wanted to record that, so I press rec and I go ahead and do it. Okay, so as you can see, it didn't happen. It just ended up playing in the pitch that I released the knob on, but it didn't automate the changes that I was asking for. So it took me a while to figure it out. It's as simple as function, and you'll hear down here, you'll see that steps 12, 13, and 14 are labeled motion. Okay, so you have to enable motion editing or motion, I don't know, automation, I think it's called, and now it'll actually happen. So let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay, it's a big mess, but it works. Okay, so when you figure out how to do something that's actually musical and worthwhile, it'll sound better. But at least now we know that if you haven't accessed the on-off motion little segment of the menu down here on steps 12, 13, 14, as much as you try, you won't get it right, and it took me a while, so I hope this tip helps too. All right, let's take a look now a little bit at the Wave Guide Resonator and try to make sense out of it, because probably what's happened to you is that it's a fun toy, but it's a little bit hard to control, and it's all over the place, and it's hard to make sense of it. So I'm going to try to help you with that. So let's do this. Right now I can show you that on this pattern, if you listen closely, there's only 3 parts playing here. There's a bass drum, there's like this sort of cymbal kind of thing, or like a clap, and a snare, sort of, right? But right now you can actually hear that there's a delay there, right? A delay effect, and also for that part, and not for this part. Okay, so that's because I decided that part 1 should have 0 send to the waveguide. Then part 2 does have some send here. So the more I give it there, right? And part 3. Okay, so I've assigned part 3 and part 2 to this sort of delay. So and that sounds pretty cool, because it's making like a swing syncopated effect underneath, rhythmic effect underneath the rhythm made by the pattern itself. Listen. Okay, so how to achieve that? Well, the big secret, I guess, the big secret, sorry, is that this one knob here, the time knob, the lower the value, I mean closer to 0, and from 0 to, I don't know what number, we'll check it out now, you'll get like a delay effect. And once you pass a certain threshold, you'll go into more sort of reverbish kind of sounds, and then like tuning aspects of it, because it'll behave differently all across the range of its parameter levels. Okay, so right now I'll show you what happens with the delay. Okay, this is the shortest it can get, the less, and it's quite a long delay. I said the shortest it can get. What I meant is that this is the smaller value. I'm on 0 right now, so I'm gonna be turning this knob clockwise. Okay, so you can hear a faster delay. Until, okay, I'm getting to that point where it's already not so much a delay, but something like a reverb. Okay, so this one knob over here, the decay, is like the feedback. So how many repeats you'll get of this delay, or how many, or how long will this reverb sort of be. And then always the body knob will be affecting the timbre. But this is also quite useful to make this delay aspect of it more explicit, more evident, more out there, right? More that you can actually hear it. So I'm gonna go back down to 0, where the delay exists. Okay, there, and you'll hear now. I'm gonna give it more repeats and see what happens when I turn the body knob. So it definitely accents some aspects of it. It like filters the resulting delay. Now, obviously, the fun part is how this delay time plays against the pattern that I've created. Let's mute everything else. Okay, so here comes the musical part. This is where I have to... I'll make it real short so that I can hear the effect of... Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's definitely something that can be used, and when I unmute the other two parts, we can hear that there's some swing, some fun swing going on. Okay, so that will also happen, and it'll be more accentuated in a way in the string mode of the resonator, of the Wave Guide Resonator. So we'll go into string mode, we'll change the mode, and this is what's going on now. And as you probably figured out already, when you're in string mode and you move this, you get all these kind of bubbly... Oh, we're not getting them now. Let's see why. There, right? Okay, so again, we want to make a rhythm of this delay against my pattern. So let's see what happens. I'm going to make it real short so that I can control it. So I'm going to give it just a little bit of feedback here. And let's see. I'm just tuning it so that, and I'm gonna give it some different timbre. Okay, and let's play it with the other parts. Good. Yes, very good indeed. I hope this was helpful. And let me tell you, there's going to be a third installment of this Korg Volca for absolute beginners. And I've left the best for last, because the third one is going to be about sound design. So we're going to be diving into a lot more detail on how to create sounds using online editors or directly on the machine. And really to be able to command a bass drum, a snare drum, or whatever you want, ambient sounds on command, and not like guesswork, which is, it's a lot of fun, but we'd rather be in control, especially when it comes to making music. So if you've reached all the way to this point of this video, please subscribe, please like and subscribe, and do visit my channel, my guitar videos, and I'll be seeing you around. Stay tuned. Third installment is coming up, so we'll be seeing each other again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.